But really though, man, like the older we get,
Yes.
you know, we have to deal with people passing and stuff like that.
Yes.
And we have to look in the mirror and you know, just think about the fact that we're getting older. Like I'll be 50 in 2 years, you know, you in 3 years.
Yeah.
And you know, we're seeing people passing at our age, and some younger.
Yes.
It's just something that I think we have to acknowledge at the bare minimum, and then take steps not to live forever, but to try to be as healthy as you can.
Yeah. To be healthy, and to live a full life, to live a life without regrets, to live a life where you feel like you left nothing for the I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda type of situations.
Yeah.
And yeah, I you know, die with zero.
Die with zero. You are you kind of adopting that ideology a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that a little bit, and I read that book. Not to be plugging the book, but it is what it is. It's a good book. It's a book called Die with Zero.
Die with zero.
Now listen to the audiobook. And the whole concept is don't put off things that you can do now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do them. If you want to climb that mountain, do that. Climb that mountain now. Don't wait and hoard all this money to a point where you can't do anything with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Live it up and help. The whole concept, a lot of people like to put away a bunch of money.
Right.
And leave that for family, leave it for the kids and stuff like that. So by the time they get the money, here you are at 80, you passed, they're 55, 60.
And they needed it when they was 35.
They needed it when they was 35.
They needed it back then.
So help, if you want to help, do it now. You know what I'm saying? Do it now. When my son is about to graduate college next year, and he's gonna need my help then, as opposed to me just hoarding that money, putting it away for him when he's 50, 60 years old.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just a thing. It's a reworking of your concept of family and generational wealth. You know?
Yes.
It is a reworking of it.
Yes.
My just graduated last semester. Jordan graduated.
Yeah.
So getting her in a position to do what she needs to do, and at some point she's going to need to buy a house in the next, few years instead of being a renter. And I'm probably going to assist with that because I don't want her to just keep paying rent.
Right.
I want her to have an investment that she can capitalize off of and not lose her income to taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, estate planning and all these things, it's important. We had kids early.
Right.
We had them very early.
Right.
These folks as adults.
Relatively early. We have friends in high school getting pregnant.
Yeah,
we didn't do that.
We didn't do that. We didn't do that.
But, 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, 24, 27.
Yeah.
So, right now we're in different phases of our lives where the kids or the young adults are now in a space. And yeah, you do think about your mentality. You think about, I'm middle-aged, quote unquote, right now. And you look at things that I want to do, things that I want to make sure that I don't leave on the list of things that I wish I did.
Yes.
And then I want to make sure that, okay, do you need this? Do you need that? What do you need help with? What does your future look like? What do you want to do? Talking to my kids, because I want them to understand, like, don't waste the time. Now is the time where you can make the mistakes and do whatever the hell you got that right.
Yep.
Do whatever the hell you want to do right now. Do it. Do it now. Okay. So that if you begin to start a family and all those types of things, you can say, well, I did, I lived, I tried this, I was in another country, I did that, all of that.
No
shit.
regrets.
No regrets.
Just do it.
And that's how when I die, I want to feel the same way. I don't want to feel like I regretted anything.
How do you feel about, I know this, but share if you want to share with the folks. When it comes to passing and getting buried, and in our community, in our culture, in our community, tends to be a lot of debating, arguing, disagreements about what's supposed to happen at this point. And and even down to the burial itself. What's your do you have preferences as far as what happens with your body at that point?
Yeah. So my kids know, and as my grandmother and my aunts, I don't desire to be put in the ground.
Right.
I desire to just have my ash to be cremated, to have my ashes just cremated. I do not desire to put my remains in the ground in a cold casket and all that kind of stuff. I don't want that. I don't want that for myself. You can take my ashes, you can split them up, and everybody can have a little piece and dump the rest in Bali or in Costa Rica or somewhere by some water. Dump it in the ocean or something. I don't want to be in the ground.
Yeah, if I can really if somehow I outlived you and ended up with the ashes, I'll probably sneak onto a winery or something like that. So, I might have to get a little ashes in the soil, yo. Somebody gonna get some Pinot with a little twang to it.
A little Syrah.
A little Syrah. We'll find some Syrah grapes real quick. Put a little Trina in that Syrah.
That's dope.
Listen, I drink a bottle of Syrah with some Trina in it. Tell you that much, yo. I'm drinking that.
And how about you?
I've been leaning towards the cremation. However, I have to have an Islamic ceremony first. Right. So I don't know because I'm not in. I don't want to. I know that costs money as well to get cremated, to have a body cremated.
As long as you have insurance policy, it pretty much covers it.
Right. I don't want to burden anybody. I don't want someone going out, and we need to clip this whole thing, both of us talking about this, and send it to everybody we know. Listen, I don't want someone burdened with going to find some fancy casket, spending all this money on a casket to put 6 feet underground.
Right.
I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? So,
want to tell you about my grandmother?
Go.
When she passed, she had a safe deposit box with all of her insurance policies, and they were for in the event that she passed away.
Yeah.
And they paid for everything.
Had everything covered.
We didn't pay for a single thing.
That's beautiful.
We did a donation to the church for the pastor who spoke.
Yeah,
at
money.
The memorial service. But other than that, everything was handled with her insurance policies that she had.
That's what's up.
And that's the same way that I plan on doing it.
Yeah, man, we're not here
want,
for all that nonsense,
I don't want no GoFundMes and none of that stuff. Just get you a good insurance policy. Have your will for where you want your stuff to go for people, so folks not fighting over, well, I should have had her this and I was supposed to have that and she wanted to give me this, and put it all in writing.
Yeah.
You know?
We need to do that for sure.
We do. We have to do that.
We have to do that. I mean, I think going through our financial advisor that we've linked up with recently, that's part of the whole process.
Yeah, we have to do that.
So we need to really be a little bit more proactive in getting that done.
Yes.
And people just realize, like, when you go back and dig and watch some of our episodes and you find this one, to let you know we did things the way we wanted to do it.
Yes. I don't want people fighting and arguing over what kind of ceremony and what kind of this and what kind of that. It's going to be very clear.
Right. And some of y'all think I'm rich. I'm just letting y'all know right now.
The money going to be gone.
If y'all see this when I'm gone, I was rich.
we spent it all, okay?
We bought 7 bottles of wine today.
We spent that shit.
I ain't got no money. I'm broke.
If you see us living on another island somewhere, by the time we die, we spent that shit. We spent all of it, okay?